song's called Denim Surf. When I walk, I leave my boots inside the sand, and I feel everything goes down against me. And I wake in the morning and it feels like the rest of it and empty inside of my brain again. And it feels like I'm getting broke when I'm done and spent. You go with how you now and keep the same now. Now I'm never too far away from mine. Now I like it 'cause it's short, but sometimes it needs it long. I come through moods and they keep the same now. 'Cause everybody knows I'm king of the world. Move, 'cause my doctor says I got the shake, and I feel, well, everything goes down against me. And I wake in the morning and it feels like the rest of it and empty inside of my brain again. Feels like I'm fucking broke when I'm fucking sick. You go Italian, now it seems the same man wall. When I'm never so far away from now. When I like it 'cause it's short, but sometimes it's long. And my kung fu moves and they keep the same problem. Well, I'm gonna be what I need to be. I am a fucking landlord. I'm gonna be what I need to be. I am a singer that ain't done. I'm gonna be what I need to be. I am a fucking landlord. I'm gonna be what I need to be. I am a definite done. 'Cause everybody knows I'm king.
Red Radio Productions South and Gulfport Main Street Association invite you to downtown Gulfport, February 26th for Roots Rhythm and Arts Festival, featuring live performances by Flow Tribe, Bobtown Revival, Ben Lofton and the Family, Grits and Greens,
I remember back when you were itching and scratching. You weren't quite on the ups, begging someone to cash
and
in.
Karate Kids. Live painters Andrew Switzer, Greg Knoll, and Robbie Almanac. Food trucks, art vendors, kids' activities, street performers. Plus, the crew of Gemini's Day Parade rolls at 2. So bring your chair and groove in the streets with us on February 26th for Roots Rhythm and Arts Festival.
My name is Paige Moore. I work at Chandeleur Island Brewing Company. I'm the taproom manager, so I do all of the music bookings and anything that has to do with customer entertainment at Chandeleur. Chandeleur's been open for 7 years, almost 7 years. We'll be coming up on our 7th birthday in May. We'll be doing Shandy Fest. It will be the 7th annual Shandy Fest. We're really excited. It'll be an all-day event starting at noon, ending at 7. 3 live bands, bed races, and lots of fun for family and friends. So the bed races are just a lot of fun. You get a twin bed, you put some wheels on it, and there'll be one person on each post and one person sitting on the bed, and you race it down. After you've had a few beers, it just gets a little bit more fun. We do it for charity. So of course we have our year-round beers, which everybody knows about as Freemason, Little Smack, and H90, and Little Miss Sour, but we do have a lot of specialty beers and taproom exclusives. The taproom exclusives are a lot of fun because we as a team come up with different ideas for what we want these beers to be. So for instance, we had a strawberry peanut butter wheat ale, and that was one of our employees' favorite dessert or snack, and he wanted to do that for his birthday. So we came up with a recipe, or not we, but Katie Bankbridge, the head brewer, came up with a recipe, and we got to put that out there. Customers really liked it. So the booking process for live music at Shandy, it comes from a lot of different forms. A lot of it is people that I've known through the years of just being a booking manager. Some people do reach out to us. I love to give everybody a shot. What I want to be known for at Shandy is a live music venue where local artists can really shine, which is why I went and decided to do this All Originals Month in February. This year will be the first annual All Originals Month, and it's for the local artists to be advertised that they will be doing original songs and, you know, be able to get their creativity out there. We tend to have a little mix of everything, crowd pleasing music. We do steer a little further away from country, but it's still accepted. Most of it's a lot of classic rock. Like, that's what most people have been, covering is classic rock, a lot of 90s stuff. And we have a great selection of artists coming in February. We have Zach Perkins, a cult classic, Savannah Ray, Philip Drake, Carrie Lane, and so many more. So the best way would probably be social media. We post everything that's going to be happening in Shandy on social media.
The Conjurer. Will you shout the Conjurer? 'Cause I need some relief. Now
a champion club. Hi.
This is what we do.
This is literally who we are.
You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hi. I'm Johnny.
I'm Josh.
Carl.
We've been playing together in this lineup for the past, I would say, 7 years now. Something like that.
I was thinking about it the other night because me and Steph got together like 6 months after I joined y'all, so been with y'all longer than her. So
Boom. Longest
comes down to
relationship
it.
Josh has ever had right there.
that's pretty much
In the
it,
books.
actually.
And before that, Johnny and I were a duo for
We were,
at least
yeah.
a couple of years.
About a year or two, yeah, I would say so. We did a couple of tours up and down the East Coast and stuff like that. I do most of the writing. However, we mostly just jam stuff out. You know what I mean? Like we get into the space and I'll have an idea, and then we'll usually just throw a bunch of noodles at the wall, and then come back like a week later, and Carl will be like, I figured out a beat to that, and Josh will, you know what I mean? But I'm usually the one that comes in with the ideas, and influences is always a tricky question because I've been in the field for too long. I'm far too close to the target on this one, and usually when people ask me what our influences are, I always just name a lot of musical genres until they seem satisfied, like death, reggae, gospel, or something like that. But honestly, I'm just trying to bridge the gap between like, I don't know, 80s music and what East Bay Ray did. Like, I steal a lot from old school punk, but at the same time, I'm really interested. I'm originally from Chicago, and I moved down here in 2001, fell in love and married a girl from the South. And so there's a lot of that kind of cowpunk influence in a lot of the stuff we write.
We definitely, each one of us has our own, like, inspiration and influences from decades of music and being in and playing in different bands and playing personally. So it's a culmination of pretty much everything. If I had to put one genre on us, it'd just be alternative, because I mean, back in the 90s, that was a culmination of everything.
Yeah.
Punk. I mean, we have tinges of surf and rock and garage and
I played in a lot of surf bands before this one, and I was bass player mostly in those, but kind of got bored of doing that. Decided to do my own thing, and then, like I said, like he said, like a lot of different influences come into it. But we mostly try to just take something old school and then kind of play it the way that feels right to us. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily 3-chord monsters, but maybe 5-chord monsters, and so. I would be bereft not to mention the Government Street Grocery, which we both worked at for many years.
Do you know how many
kinda,
years ago that was, by the way?
Don't make me feel old.
I won't. It's,
like too long.
well, Pat and I sat down at the grocery one night. It was the
Patrick
10-year
Sullivan, the owner of the grocery.
He came up to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm glad to see you here. It's a 10-year anniversary." And I was like, "No, that was a good 5-6 years ago." So.
But we always loved playing there. The first show, many years ago, before this band is what it was today, I was playing with a couple other guys, and our first show technically was at the grocery. But then years later, me and Carl's first show was at the grocery. I do believe that the first show Josh played was also
that was Lynchburg.
That was at the Lynchburg.
The Christmas show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trial by fire. That's
Yeah.
a different story. The whole Lynchburg Christmas deals. That's a fun one too. There is a weird bar in Ocean Springs called the Lynchburg that is usually kind of like an old timers bar. It's been open since the 60s. But we used to do, many years ago, a Christmas night there because it was the only bar that was open 24 hours on Christmas in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. So we would play at like 1 a.m. on Christmas night, and you're right, that was your first show.
The first time I ever played a show live at all, and it was shoulder to shoulder packed at the Lynchburg.
It was pretty... And we were in costumes too.
Oh,
we were all like dressed like Santa and
we had
like
Christmas lights all around.
I forgot about the Christmas lights.
And then we can't forget about the juke joint.
Of course, juke joint is always
mainstays
absolutely.
in Ocean Springs.
We've if you go check out our media online, a lot of it was recorded at the juke joint. Those guys are always awesome to us.
Yeah.
Great.
Out of town, the Music Box recently in Mobile, Alabama recently reopened, but we were big fans of the old Music Box. We played there a couple of times. In New Orleans, we've always been big fans of the Saturn Bar, of course, which also just reopened. Quarantine was weird on everybody and that type of stuff. What's the other one we used to? We used to do Siberia. They went under new management all the time for a while, but what's another one we always really love? Of course, Egan's before that closed, and once again, quarantine has run a it bans talking post Days of the Plague and stuff. You know, half the places we love to play are either under new management, just now being reopened because they shut down for the past, you know, however long, or just shut down permanently. Yeah. During that time, we're kind of getting back into the swing ourselves at the moment, and big props to the Juke Joint, big props to the grocery locally, and then, like I said, Saturn Bar just reopened. We love that place. That's, you know, a legend around there.
That's the last time we played in New Orleans was Saturn Bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then cool Thirsty Hippo in Hattiesburg has always been one of our favorites. Once again, it's been a while, but that's always been one of our favorite places to play.
We're working on revamping all of our online presence. I've been working on the Champion Club Instagram. It's We Are Champion Club, no spaces or anything. So look out for that. I was talking with Josh on the way over here that we're revamping our online presence. So we have like an old song on Bandcamp, and then some.
Trevor Reed recorded this at the Juke Joint. That came out really good.
YouTube, actually, Trevor Reed recorded us twice at the Mississippi Juke Joint.
Our YouTube page is also We Are Champion Club. Most everything you can find us online. If you look up We Are Champion Club with no spaces, you'll come across nearly all of our web stuff, unless you've changed anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's how to get to us.
Sky Bar at the Reef, located on Beach Boulevard in Biloxi, Mississippi, wants to invite you out Friday, February 25th for a Red Radio sneak peek, featuring some of our Roots Rhythm and Arts Festival artists, including Carteret Banks and the Mojo Band from Knoxville, Tennessee, Catfish Peacock from Georgia, and live painter Robbie Almanette. Show starts at 8 p.m. with free admission.
We met 24 years ago, 23 years ago, in Atlanta at the airport. She was flying in with her friend who was dating my roommate, and we've been hanging out for a while.
Ever since. How long have you been married?
22 years this year.
Yeah. Y'all like music?
We've been to a few shows. We're kind of heavy in favor of the jam band scene a good bit, so I'm a Fish guy, she's a Panic girl, that kind of thing, but we go to the whatever, and lots of all the in-betweens, from small festivals to big festivals. We went to the first Bonnaroo.
Yeah. Oh, how was Bonnaroo?
I only needed to go once.
That's right. We try any festival. I mean, we've gone to.
Yeah, we went to the first 5 ACL festivals. We went to Jazz Fest year after year after year. Not usually the whole weekend because it's too much.
ACL's a good. Austin City Limits Festival is.
Well, it was the first 5 years.
Great, yeah. Now our kids are going to festivals, and they're going to ACL and Coachella.
How did y'all get started putting on festivals?
Kind of just happened. We've talked about it for 20 years, trying to do something or be a part of something, and 2020 created a void where it just allowed us to do something that has become what we're doing right now.
I think it started because we had some little pop-up shows behind our Airbnb downtown Hattiesburg, and then from there we were like, people are really looking to get back out and see music after the COVID thing, so we kind of started there, sitting in the back there in our chairs and like, what can we do? And we wanted to see music, but we wanted other people to get to see music and the musicians to get to play. Yeah,
I think it was hard for the musicians.
Oh man, I think it was hard.
We couldn't listen to anything, and we couldn't go see anything, and a lot of us, that's just how we've always been.
It was sad, really.
Yeah.
It was.
But it was great because that's what started kind of organically, and it's evolved into a multi-day festival where there's been, 15 to 20 bands on any given one. We're cutting back this year just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, there's this great property out there that there's other groups of people that have put festivals on out there, and we just wanted to take advantage of it and bring in that small, 300 to 500 people to come out there and get weird in the woods.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
What kind of things can people expect to see?
Lots of great music. Probably people they haven't seen in a while. So there's, there's kids. So there's
Family friendly for sure.
There's a variety of people for sure.
A lot of people, I like this. Like I remember when I was younger, we'd go to festivals, but a lot of people have met there, I think, at our festival and have like come back to see each other. And I remember like when we took the kids to Wakarusa one year, and one of our kids met some friends that he kind of still talks to, and so that part, like, that gives me goosebumps. I like that people have come in and become friends and family, and they're coming back, and they asked to camp next to the people they met before, and so I think there's a lot of that, of just everybody kind of being together and making new friends, and we'll have vending.
Yes.
Food. We're gonna have some really great food vendors. Some of our friends, Tara and Cindy, they're doing a whole kids area. It turned out really great last year, but we're gonna step up our game on that too. So.
What can we expect in the kids area?
We had
crafts.
And we had ping pong
stickers.
tables and like all kinds of crazy stuff. And they do like some organized like games, and I think there's a scavenger hunt one year, which that was fun. But I think the family-friendly thing has kind of been great because people do feel like they can bring their kids in, and it's small enough where the kids can kind of do their own thing.
And it gives the parents a break for a couple hours too.
Yeah.
Wake up, hang out. Music usually starts about 1-ish or noonish, and recently we've been starting out with one of our friends of the revival that does morning mantras and like a sound bath. That's what he calls it.
Meditation.
And so we kind of wake up and breathe and stretch and vibrate. Start getting that, and then it moves into rock and roll, like all day till midnight.
They're gonna do the meditation or the sound bath both days this year. We had it like one day last year, but
both of the mornings.
They'll do it Friday and Saturday morning, so that'll be pretty great, I think.
Yeah, I think it kind of sets
a
a
tone. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite part? Why do you do it? Why do y'all do this?
It's a good question.
I would say that like we really have had some. It's been better, and it's been given us a little time to relax because we've like been able to like reach out, and we have a friend Linda that does like the volunteers, and then we have a lot of people. Our sound and light people are just awesome. So there are some things that have been taken off our plate. We have Dylan.
Vanessa hooks us up with the property.
Yeah. We have someone helping with our vending.
And our sound and lights.
So I think that being said, we can take some of that off, having people, as you probably know, it's just, you have to give up some of it, and that's a good thing. We have plenty of people that want to help us, and so I think, I don't know, we do it because we want people to be able to come out and hear live music and have fellowship, and I think there's times that we can relax. A little. It gets more and more each time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite part, like seeing the community that comes out of it. Because that, you can only be as big as your community.
That's right.
And you can only support those, it's good to show support for other people.
And we've branched out and even done some of that. So we have a lot of great sponsors. We have a sponsor that's We're working with some details to have a shuttle back and forth to Hattiesburg for those people who don't want to, start giving points. We'll probably use our other, sponsors that, for those points of, hey, you can be dropped off here.
Yeah.
And picked up there. So, both ways is what we're working on.
I think we have really, when we reached out to having sponsors, this is the first time we've really done a lot of that. We just really talked to them about the community and just how we want to bring music to our community, and we want to support. I mean, but a lot of these people are good friends, but we want to support the musicians and the
musicians that support music as well.
Mm-hmm.
The ticket link is really the most important one.
Right.
So, that's where you can access. And right now we have just 3-day passes and camping right now, but
yes.
We're gonna have 2-day passes and 1-day passes and some other stuff as time gets closer to the day. So
I think going to the Facebook page, and then on the Facebook page is the ticket link, and also the email is on there, like if there's anyone else that has questions or wants to vend or whatever. But yeah, we're mostly just putting all of it into that right now, but could change sometime.
Yeah.
The Skinwalkers. Well, now we ain't too terrified, we can see the light. Oh, it ain't too scary now, just a towards the lights of the times. Or maybe lock your heart up, baby, each and every night. Oh, you crawl in the closets with the skeletons you hide. Change that. Most terrifying things, well, they lie right behind the eyes. All the scariest things, well, they look deep inside the mind. With all the skeletons that you probably like to hide. Oh, you like to be bold, but you know that you're in for the night. We change. Well, now it hits you. It's like a shot between the eyes. It's most terrifying when you get caught up in the lies of the time. You know your keeps ringing every night. I like to be bold, but you know that you're in for the night. We change.
mentioned Lance Hendrickson,
Yeah,
and that dude
yeah.
goes, I haven't heard that name in forever, and I was like,
Yeah.
really? And then he goes, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I was like, you haven't heard Jean-Claude Van Damme's name in forever?
I mean, he's
you're not
still
hanging out
around.
with the right
Like,
people.
he's not like action movies.
I was like, Lance Hendrickson made more sense, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
No, like the Jean-Claude did a Prime TV show where it's like Jean-Claude Van Damme as an actor, but he's secretly been a secret agent the whole time.
Nothing will ever beat the time he fought Steven Seagal in real
Oh,
life.
of course.
Yeah, that's number one, the best.
Or him as the Predator originally, but then got.
There's not enough
Did you
footage
see
of that.
there are photos of that.
Oh yeah.
There's photos, but there's not enough
Oh,
footage because
yeah.
apparently he got fired for like fucking off
He
on
was an
stage
asshole.
and stuff. Yeah. And like, I really want to see the like lazy Predator like go around.
It's
like,
bad.
Predator doing the splits.
hmm He would have to.
I think it's in his contract.
I think it was actually, to tell you the truth. I do believe it really
Must do the
was. At
splits
least
in every
in the
movie.
later years, yeah, I do think it really was. Because Time Cop, they were really reaching. Like, they made a whole scene around that. Like,
So we're gonna talk about Time Cop for 30 minutes.
I don't know. I'm waiting. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if we're wasting time or giving them gold
I
right
don't
now.
know.
I'm not sure what's happening.
What happened on Time Cop?
Well, okay, so I do believe it was in Jean-Claude Van Damme's contract that he had to do the split, so they had to orchestrate a scene after the fact into it, and double check me on all of this, but my brain is weird, especially after a few Miller Lights. And I do believe that they wrote they had to go back and film a scene where he did the splits on the counter in order to contractually obligate.
That wasn't what's the other one? Not Time Cop.
Bloodsport.
Not Bloodsport. It's not even a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It's
Then I don't know where you're going.
yeah, you do. Yeah, it's
Okay.
Universal Soldier.
Yeah, that is a Jean-Claude Van
He
Damme
did it
movie.
now.
Yeah, that was
Dolph Lundgren,
Dolph Lundgren.
and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, he's not.
Dolph
Yeah.
Lundgren's the villain.
Okay.
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme was in that.